This is episode 55, and today I want to talk about what it takes, the number one thing for you to become a great and awesome singer. Stay tuned. Welcome to Freya Singing Tips, the podcast. My name is Freya Casey, professional singer and vocal coach. I have been on stage my whole life, and I'm passionate about helping you discover the awesomeness in your own voice. Opera, musical theater, jazz, pop, folk, rock, I have done it all. And I want to give you golden nuggets of advice on how to be the master of your voice. Hey everybody, today is a really special episode just because I am sitting here in my hotel room in beautiful Lanzarote, which is on one of the Canary Islands. That's part of Spain, and the Canary Islands are off the African coast toward the west of it. It's a wonderful weather. The sun shines every day and the climate here is so wonderful. It is not too hot, it's not too cold. We've been at the beach and by the pool every day. We meaning my daughter, my mother, and me. So this has been really nice just to unplug a little bit and just relax. And also to reflect just a little bit and just to not work so much. Because sometimes I notice that, at least for me, that's the way it is. For me, it is really helpful to sometimes just let everything be, to see everything a little bit more from a distance. I can think more clearly. And I get better ideas when I just take a break and distance myself just a little bit. Sometimes I just need 1 or 2 days and I start thinking more clearly. So this has definitely been an awesome time. And but really what made me think of the theme for this podcast episode today is just that they have shows here at the hotel every evening. This is really nice. So first, the kids, it's called mini disco. They have a mini disco for the kids, and they do these dances where kids just all join in and they sing a song, and the song tells you what you're supposed to be doing. So it's really for small kids too. But after that, there's always a show going on. And in the shows, there have been really awesome artists. I mean, there have been musicians, there have been juggling artists, magicians, a gymnast actually too. And what I've realized is actually that everybody that I've ever known who has a really great skill that makes you stand in awe, these people, it's like they do nothing else. They live, breathe, eat, and do nothing else but just revolve their lives around their art. And I think in order to become a really wonderful and great singer, the number one ingredient is doing it, doing more of it, doing even more of it, and then doing more of it. So that doesn't mean, though, that you're supposed to be practicing for 8 hours every day, because as a singer, there's definitely that element of protecting your voice, and you can't be really going off with your voice for 8 hours every day and sing high notes or, on full demand. You just can't, because your voice is delicate. There are so many things you can do. The most important aspect, I think, is just to do it often and to just be singing a lot and to expose yourself. And I've said it over and over again, expose yourself, put yourself out, get in front of people, even just make videos. Just make yourself do things that you wouldn't normally do in your comfort zone. Just make yourself do it. Get in front of that camera or get in front of that microphone. Try to do some collaborations with other artists. I mean, the internet today, you can get on Smule, you can get on YouTube, you can do all these great things with other artists that you can find all over the place. And you will know that you definitely get better working with others, because you, first of all, learn from them. And second of all, you learn about yourself. You learn how to sound good singing with another artist. You also learn how to make the music fit and how to fit your voice into that music that maybe not exactly your style. For me, collaborations have always expanded my horizons. And though I have done collaborations that I wouldn't do anymore nowadays, meaning that the style just, I just don't like it anymore and it's not really up my alley and it's not bringing me where I want to go. Having done that all my life, being exposed to all these different genres and all these different styles of music has really helped me be so much more versatile in my voice. And I know so many colleagues of mine who are performers, who are professionals, but they are not so versatile. That's one aspect that why I think I've always made a good living off of my singing is because I've always kept my versatility and I've always worked on that. I mean, within any given concert, I can sing opera, I can sing jazz, I could sing musical theater, I could sing pop, I could sing some soul. And though I'm not a specialist, maybe except for opera, because that's what I really studied at the university, maybe I'm not the world's best soul singer, but I can do it. I know the style. And also, I can do gospel. I'm not one of those, living, breathing, does nothing but gospel singers, but I can totally do it because I can get into the feeling and I can do it in my own way. So I have learned and I've mastered all these different styles and ways of music. And I think once you know how to do that, you could do almost anything. Also, whenever you are hired for a gig, it is such a huge plus that, when you can't just do one thing, but when you can do several things, and you could say, well, I could throw in this and I could throw in that. You could kind of shock people. You could do this encore and all of a sudden be like, whoa, where did that high voice come from all of a sudden? Where did she pull that note off? I sometimes do that and I just start with the easy stuff and I start singing just pop and then I pull out an aria or maybe not an aria, maybe just like a musical theater piece. Even maybe Think of Me from Phantom of the Opera, where it has this high C at the end. And that totally shocks people because normally, if somebody is trained classically, they can't really sing pop because it sounds like an opera song. And vice versa, if someone is trained just in pop music, a lot of times when they start singing classical, you can totally hear that they're not classically trained. So a lot of people want to sing the Ave Maria or something similar or like the Phantom of the Opera songs. And then you can totally tell when somebody is not really trained in that genre. But let's come back to that issue of doing it, and doing it more. There are stories beyond stories of really world-famous, world-renowned artists who have been around forever. And their story is usually not that sudden breakthrough, and it's not about that quick success they had. The story that precedes their success is very long. It's not that they just started singing and tomorrow or a year later they became those really famous singers. Even everybody who went on, let's say, American Idol or any of those, X Factor, any of those casting shows, they didn't just appear and start singing today. Those people who really got far with that, they could sing. And I bet you everything. They sang a lot. They just did it and did it and did it. They lived singing. They breathed singing. They just loved singing so much to where they didn't want to do anything else. Yes, granted that maybe it comes a little bit more easily to some people than it does to others, but it's like that with everything. Maybe even for a professional dancer, some professional dancers may have had to put in more work because that initial ease wasn't there and the talent, quote unquote, I don't know how you want to define talent. I think it's a mixture of natural skill and learned skill. But maybe you are the type of person who has to put in more work, but maybe you're the type of person who has more natural skill. But I don't think any of those two types of skills is more important than the other. I think they're both together. I mean, like even the most famous artists in the world, even look at painters. I mean, like Picasso, he painted so many paintings. It's amazing. I don't know the exact number now, but it was so much. So many pieces of art. And if you actually think of how famous was he in his lifetime, he did sell his art, but he just did it and did it and did it and did it more and did it more and did it more. That goes for anybody. I mean, the Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo, he didn't do that overnight. It took him so many years. And only because of that, it became so great and so awesome. It's because he just put in so much time. And you should do the same. You shouldn't expect to be the awesome singer next year. Work on it and have that vision, but enjoy the way to where you want to go. Enjoy every day of it. And it has to feel so good. That's why I'm always saying don't fight your voice. That's no good. And like, if you only concentrate on belting high notes and then you're so frustrated and you don't feel like doing it anymore because it's no fun, just because you can't belt out those high notes, you're going to get discouraged. So keep it fun on the way, because you're going to be doing this for a really long time and a lot. You're going to be singing every day, and you want to make a way for you. You want to just make it easy for you to want to do it all the time, to where it stays fun and you get more hungry all the time. Ed Sheeran, he just was out there on the street playing for years, and that's why he became so good. I mean, if you listen to him nowadays, he's one of those artists. He's not just good on the record. He is awesome when he does live performances, just because he can totally do it. He has done it so much in his life. He has just played in front of people and performed and played that guitar and sang. He has done it so much to where it's become so second nature. It just goes so easily. That's where you want to go. That's where you want to be eventually. You want to just make it to where you don't even have to think about it anymore. It needs to become so second nature. I mean, for me nowadays, I don't have to think about breath support anymore. I don't have to think about anything consciously. Yes, every once in a while when I have really difficult concert with really difficult opera arias, I do think about jaw tension sometimes, and I realize, okay, this is a lot of work. But it is very rare that I actually have to think consciously about technical issues anymore. Other than that, everything has just become it's just autopilot. That's where you want to go. The more things get onto the autopilot when you sing, the better you will get, because then you can concentrate on the things that are really important, which is your performance, your expression, the words, and what you want to convey, and connecting with your audience and really living through the song and really making it in a musically very, sensible way. Just sing it very musically. That's one thing that gets on my nerves sometimes about some singers. It's just that it's just pretty tones, and that's all nice, but just pretty notes, just pretty pitches, it's not going to touch me. I want to really know, or I want to hear in that case, that you are living through whatever you're singing. That should be the end goal all the time. So again, do it, do it, do it. Do it all the time. Just sing, 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 sing. Not 8 hours a day, but just sing every chance you can get, and think about things. Think about it consciously. If you have this one issue that really is hard on you, for example, you always keep on cracking, or your vibrato is just unstable, just concentrate on that issue. Just maybe take a month and say, now I want to really conquer that. I mean, you have to be mad. You have to be like with a vengeance. It's like, okay, that issue right here, that my voice always cracks, I'm freaking gonna cut that off, and I'm gonna freaking master this. This is me. I hate not being able to do something, and I'm not gonna give up until I can do it. It frustrates me so much when I can't do something that I don't stop. No, on the contrary, I want to so prove to me and the world that I can totally do it, to where I just don't ever want to be defeated. It makes me mad. It's like when I can't do something that I really want to do or need to do, I just get on it. I just like, okay, whatever it takes. I'm finding all the information I need on the internet. I'm just researching, and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to get this. I'm freaking going to get this right. I'm freaking going to be able to do this, and I'm going to freaking rock at this. This is me. And that should be you. You should be like, you shouldn't get all discouraged and frustrated, because there's always going to be issues with your voice, that maybe something doesn't quite work, but you should keep the fun in it. Keep the fun in it by singing stuff that you love, making progress in your own way. So don't expect miracles. Just make sure you keep on and keep on and keep on doing it. So that's what I kind of got in the past few days of our vacation here, just because I've been seeing so many great artists and all kinds of different things that they've been doing. I can totally tell they didn't become that awesome by just starting a couple years ago. They have been doing this all their lives, and they do it all the time. So keep that in mind. I really want you to become great at singing, just because it is such a gift, and it's such a great gift that you can give back to the world and to people. I love it. I would never want to do anything else in the world but be on stage, connect with people, and actually kind of love on people. It just makes me, it's my way of loving the world and giving back into the world. And right now we have this wonderful project. We have this really nice concert that we are doing. It's a benefit. We are doing it for this hospital where there are cancer patient kids, and they're going through chemo. I mean, there's babies in there already who have cancer. It is really heartbreaking to see that. But to see their faces light up when we come in there and make music, it's so priceless. It's so awesome. We are going to have a big concert to actually raise money for that hospital coming up in October, and I'm so happy to be part of that. And that's something like I can with my talent, I can give back to the world. I can give back to those children. I could do something good, and that's ultimately what I want to do with my life. I want to leave something good. When I'm gone one day, which I will certainly be, we don't live forever. I will be gone one of these days. I want to know that I've made a positive impact. I want to know that I've touched somebody, even if it's just one person I've touched. It's already worth it for me. I watched a movie when I was a kid, and there was one phrase that somebody said in that movie. The mother said to her son, we should all try to make the world just a tiny bit better with our life. So that really stuck to me. So with my life, if I can just make the world a tiny bit better, then my life was worth it. And if everybody could do that, the world would be such an awesome place. And I think most people do try to do that. That's just some food for thought right here. Thank you guys so much for listening today. Don't forget, I have my monthly group coaching call in which I want to help you personally. It's in a small group setting. It's just a one-time thing you can do, and just to ask your question. It's a video conference that we're going to get on, and it's a small group, and you can ask me your question directly. I can hear you. I can ask you, I can ask you about it and really give you some help there. You can get on my website to find out more information on freyasingingtips.com/group. And the Freya Singing Tips, always with a hyphen. I will put it in the show notes right here. So, and I would love to see you on one of those calls. Also, if you have not already joined my Facebook group, please do so. It's called Master Your Voice. Great conversation. A great bunch of people right there. There's more than 800 people in the group right now. You will enjoy it. Thank you guys for listening so much. And until next time, don't forget, always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing. Bye for now.